Yo, what's going on everybody? Now, it's been a while since I covered the My Hero Academia series, and the last time I read the manga, it was a complete shit fest. Like, we had Toga confessing her feelings to Deku, we had Deku's Danger Sense quirk not working on Toga because I guess the Danger Sense quirk didn't see Toga as a threat, even though Toga has been doing nothing throughout the whole series but trying to find creative ways to hurt Deku, so that way she can get her hands on his blood. And then we had this goofy ass moment where Mirko and Bakugo are literally arguing in the middle of a fucking war because Mirko said Bakugo's hero name wrong. And it's like, dude, come the fuck on now. You've been changing your fucking hero name throughout the whole series. This is like your 300th fucking time doing this shit. Like, the manga has been a complete clown fest, and I just had no interest in covering that shit on a week-to-week basis. And in the last 6 chapters, chapters 349 to chapters 354, it's been mainly the Dabi versus Todoroki fight. And let me tell you, the duration of this fight was some of the funniest shit ever, bro, and predictable as well, because I mean, it's no secret at this point that this dude Dabi can't fight to save his fucking life. I mean, Dabi's been getting his ass whooped throughout the series of My Hero Academia for a long ass time now. So do you really think for a second he's gonna beat his little OP ass brother who has fire and ice? He couldn't even beat an off-screen character with ice powers alone. So how the fuck did you think this fight was gonna turn out? Exactly how I expected it to. Todoroki mopped his ass up within 3 chapters, and the only reason that shit went 3 chapters is because Dabi gave us that weak ass backstory that pretty much told us, oh, All For One was behind everything. He's the reason why everything is happening right now. And it's like, okay, who the fuck cares, alright? This is no shocker whatsoever, because for some odd reason, All For One is just always in the cut somewhere, in every important scene, and in every important fucking moment of this whole story. But what we got from that bum ass backstory was that Dabi is half Nomu, half human or some shit like that, because parts of his body parts aren't even his body parts. Like, they had to put this motherfucker together like on some Build-A-Bear type shit. And even Dr. Yujiko said he had no business living longer than what he should have, but apparently because of his burning hatred for his family and his father, that's apparently what kept him alive this whole time, which is some of the corniest shit I have ever heard in my fucking life. Like, I understand the will of wanting to live, but that is fucking fire. That is not how fire works. If you get burnt to death, then you're burnt to death. If you get cremated, you get cremated. Your will to wanting to live has nothing to do with the fact that when you're getting cremated, you're getting turned into ashes. So why the fuck is Dabi still alive at this point? If even Dr. Yujiko himself said he was a failed experiment. Not only that, but apparently Dabi broke into Endeavor's house and he prayed to himself, pretty much saying, yeah, this is the day Toya died, and this is the day Dabi was born. And it's like, bro, Dabi is so fucking corny. It's like, you went in that house and prayed to yourself. It's like, dude, just go talk to Endeavor. What the fuck are you doing? Dabi is the only motherfucker I know that will have the answers right in front of him, and he will still refuse to take the answers and still go bitch about how everything is everybody else's fault. Like, Dabi is so fixated on being this specific thing that he doesn't even realize that what he's doing is actually causing problems for his family. Like, dipshit, Endeavor already told you that you can't be the hero you want to be because of your quirk limitations. Your quirk is going to end up hurting you in the long run. That's Endeavor caring for you. That's not him trying to hold you back in any way, shape, or form. He's trying to tell you to live a normal life. But no, you don't want to listen, and guess what happened? You got your ass cremated on top of a fucking hill. Whose fault is that? That's your fault, and you got exactly what you deserve. So I'm confused about this whole burning hatred thing, because you're the one that's causing all of your issues, jackass. But during the Dabi and Todoroki fight, Dabi is just talking mad shit to Todoroki, saying that Todoroki won't live up to anything in life, saying that he's just a half-baked puppet, that he ain't shit. Like, Dabi is just doing a great job in living up to that reputation of being someone who talks mad shit but can't fight to save his fucking life. And I kid you not even 5 fucking pages later, Todoroki sits up in his seat and was like, alright, watch this shit. And literally, and I mean literally, wipes the fucking floor with Dabi. And even before the next chapter, Todoroki punches the shit out of Dabi with a fire fist. The next chapter is literally Todoroki Todoroki just telling Dabi to shut the fuck up and calm down. Like, this fight was equivalent to me and my little brother play fighting, and he gets a good punch in on me, but then I have to get serious on his ass and hit him with a serious punch just to let him know that I'm not the one to be fucked with. In other words, Todoroki little bro Dabi, despite Dabi being Todoroki's older brother. And I know there's a theory going around saying that Dabi has a bomb inside of him, and once it blows up, it's going to activate his quirk awakening, which is going to turn Dabi into this fire phoenix, which is going to revive his body or some sort. And all I gotta say is, bro, if y'all thought I was shitting on Horikoshi before, man, if that corny, cheesy Black Clover fairy tale ass shit happens, I'm going to shit on Horikoshi so bad, it's not even going to be funny. Like, as readers of My Hero Academia, why the fuck would you want something like that to happen? Dabi screwed himself over. Let him suffer the consequences of him being a complete idiot. Don't make this shit like One Piece where motherfuckers get their ass kicked and then they get an ass pull power up awakening out of nowhere. Like, just let Dabi die, man. Let characters die where they're supposed to die. And even though I'm happy as hell that Todoroki beat Dabi's ass, it still doesn't take away the fact that Todoroki literally one-shotted Dabi, a villain that was built up throughout the whole series of My Hero Academia. But after Dabi gets his ass whooped by his little brother, we then switch over to Endeavor and Hawks, and they're fighting All For One. And bruh, All For One is just talking mad shit to Endeavor, bruh. He's pretty much doing the same shit he did to All Might when All Might put that fucking fist in his forehead. He's saying shit to Endeavor like, you couldn't even find your dead son's body, you're not a good father, you ain't shit. Like, just fucking with Endeavor, and obviously it's bothering Endeavor, so much so that Hawks has to come in and be like, hey bruh, get your shit together. And this leads to Endeavor getting fucked up, and it almost leads to Hawks getting fucked up. And before I even go on to the next part, All For One was flaming Hawks' ass up too. He pretty much called Hawks a has-been and said that his feathers don't hit how they used to. And Hawks is trying to laugh it off, but deep down inside, you know that shit fucked with him. But in the process of Hawks almost getting fucked up by All For One, bruh. We then get introduced to probably one of the worst manga panels in My Hero Academia history. We get a panel of Jiro talking shit to All For One. Do you realize how fucking disrespectful it is to have a nobody like Jiro talking shit to All For One, the main antagonist of your series? That's like Austin Rivers talking shit to LeBron James. If Jiro or Tokoyami does not die from this exchange with All For One, I'm calling bullshit, alright? Enough of the fucking plot armor with cringe 1A. These motherfuckers, or one of these motherfuckers, nah, some of these motherfuckers need to die. They've been surviving way too much bullshit. But with that being said, that's all I have to say, because that's all there is to say. We gonna have to wait to the next chapters to see if Jiro and Tokoyami get fucked up. Hopefully they do. And I fuck with Tokoyami, but you can't be doing no bullshit like this and be this inexperienced on the battlefield and survive. And All For One is saying, yeah, you know that fire ass comic book that I read that made me the villain I am today in My Hero Academia? Yeah, in that comic book, people like you, Jiro, and Tokoyami, people like you die because y'all try to interfere with real nigga shit. So yeah, hopefully All For One can kill off Jiro and Tokoyami, because look, I already don't respect All For One as a villain. I think he sucks ass cheeks. But if you let Jiro and Tokoyami leave alive after they just tried to talk shit to you and interfere with your plans in killing Hawks and Endeavor, bro, you might go down as one of the worst written characters in media history. Yes, I'm not gonna box you in with just anime only. No, homeboy. That goes for movies, that goes for music, that goes for fucking Harry Potter books, motherfucker, any type of media you can think of that's out there. Yeah, All For One will go down as one of the worst written characters ever. And that whole theory about Dabi coming back to life as some type of fire phoenix, look, that shit better not be true either, because if that shit actually happens, I'ma tear Horikoshi a whole new asshole. No bullshit, bruh. But that's all I really have to say right now about the My Hero Academia manga in its current state. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I very much appreciate it. If you want to share this around to your friends and family, then go ahead. I'll also appreciate that as well. If you have any other anime or video games or movies you want me to cover next in my video, please comment them in the comment section. I'll gladly take them into consideration. It's your boy Trigger Senpai, and I'm out, man. Peace.